I thank Congressman Jackson and Congresswoman Shirley McCormick for co-anchoring tonight's special order hour. I want to thank all of the members who have come to honor the start of Women's History Month. And I rise today with my colleagues of the Congressional Black Caucus to commemorate Women's History Month and to reflect on the innumerable contributions to our country that women, and Black women specifically, have made throughout our nation's history. During Women's History Month, we celebrate the generations of Black women whose courage, advocacy, sacrifice, and patriotism have moved our country and the world forward. For generations, Black women have been hidden figures, leading our country through social evolutions, critical periods of growth, and eras of innovation. From the civil rights movement to consistently serving as a foundation for our community's success, Black women continue to push the needle. In fact, to the co-chairs, just this weekend, we were in Selma for the 59th commemoration of Bloody Sunday. And one of the people that we had the honor of hearing from was Miss King, who was the person who received the letters from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he was writing the letter in a Birmingham jail. But as she explained that process, it was his handwritten notes on scraps of paper that were passed to his attorney that ultimately were written by this Black woman that actually gave us that letter. I went up to her after the conclusion of her panel, and I thanked her for being a part of history and being a part of the movement that led to the passage of the civil rights legislation and so many important bills. It was also in 1968 where Shirley Chisholm became the first Black woman in Congress. She, along with her colleagues, sought to make America live up to its promise that we are all created equal, and in this body founded the Democratic Select Committee, which ultimately would become the Congressional Black Caucus. I am so honored to serve as chairman of this Congressional Black Caucus, and I'm proud to say that today we are now comprised of the largest membership in our nation's history. The CBC has grown from 13 members when we were founded 52 years ago to 60 members, representing more than a third of the U.S. population, including more than 20 million Black Americans. But it is on Shirley Chisholm's shoulders that the Congressional Black Caucus has continued to fight to dismantle barriers, to create opportunities, and to protect the very rights of every individual, regardless of their circumstance, because we believe, as Ms. Shirley Chisholm believed, that in a future where everyone can thrive and achieve their full potential. Every day, we build on the legacy of Representative Shirley Chisholm, understanding that we must always speak truth to power and to stand up for the values that we hold dear. We remain mindful that we must work to push back against efforts that impede progress, including those to roll back women's rights or to cut off access to capital and to better opportunities. This month and every month, we will remain mindful that we must directly address the challenges that persist, particularly for Black women in this climate. Black maternal mortality is at an all-time high, and access to reproductive care, access to the ballot box, fair representation, diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace and in corporate America, and fundamental freedoms are under threat every day. As the conscience of the Congress, the Congressional Black Caucus will continue working, fighting, and leading to protect abortion rights, to invest in child care, to deliver paid leave, and finally, achieve pay equity for Black women and to close the racial wealth gap in America. These are the priorities that the Congressional Black Caucus believes are important as we uplift the issues of Women's History Month. Again, I want to thank our co-anchors for leading tonight's special order hour and all of our members, and especially the women of the Congressional Black Caucus. When we started 52 years ago, the CBC was made up of 13 people, 12 men and 1 black woman. Today, I'm proud that of those 60 members of the CBC, 31 are women, black women, who are leading in the Congressional Black Caucus. We've come a long way. We have a much longer way to go, and I want to thank the members for their work on these important topics. With that, I yield back.